he will be discussing more on application performance monitoring products and their features and functionality with you. So I'm
Okay.
sharing my screen with you. Uh, just a minute. Is it visible, sir?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So my name is Naveen Sharma, and I represent sales operations for Cavisson Systems. About Cavisson, we are operating since 2010, and Cavisson is over 14 years in performance engineering. We are based out of Santa Clara in California. Our offshore development and delivery center is based out of Noida. We have two offices in Noida in Sector 63, and we are around more than 500 performance experts are sitting, and we are supporting our customer base 24 cross 7 for NOC for production monitoring and capacity planning. So these are certain rewards and recognition which we have received recently, like top 10 best software testing companies in USA in 2023 by Inventiva, 10 best technology solution provider 2018 by Industry Era, and 10 most promising APM solution provider by CIO Review. And there are certain other recognitions are also there, like most innovative companies to watch 2023. And like we have received this banking technology solution provider in 2020. So these kind of rewards and recognition which we have. This is our methodology. We work or Cavian works in two areas. One is performance testing, which is orange color, and second is end-to-end monitoring and diagnostic, which is APM part, which is application performance monitoring engineering. So under performance testing, we use advanced cross-discipline simulation where we can simulate user behavior, we can simulate network bandwidth or user location. We can do that, and we can whenever any organization is under development of an application, then they need performance testing as well as sometimes they need performance testing when the application is go live. And then after performance testing, customer also like to evaluate or want to use or monitor their applications. So we can monitor user, customer experience, systems, database, application components, network, and we can use our log monitoring tool to get the log and to find out to diagnose if any abnormal behavior is there in the application. End-to-end monitoring and diagnostics, we provide alerts whenever any performance related issue is there in the application, or if there is a revenue loss or operating cost is high, then we can provide the alerts. In an application, there are certain SLAs. Whenever an application is developed, then the SLAs are signed. If those SLAs are breached, then our application performance monitoring tool has a capability to give the alerts to the customer. A real-time insight into struggling or compromised user. If any user is struggling on the application, he is unable to access that application because of any issue related to infra or application or network or database, then we can give the real-time insight into it. Anomalies such as CPU and memory or response time, if any abnormal behavior is there related to their CPU's memory or response time is high, then we can find out the root cause behind that issue. Impact on business, revenue or order, and trends and pattern. We can give real time, in-depth analysis about any of the areas related to performance. Drill down to the root cause anywhere across the enterprise. So Cavision covers complete end-to-end monitoring, like starting from client side, browser, network, application server, or database, infrastructure components. Maybe issue maybe with the code label in the application or indexing issue may be there. So we provide complete visibility and we can find out the root cause behind any issue while doing this application performance monitoring. End-to-end monitoring and diagnostics, under which we have a tool which can be utilized for user or customer experience monitoring. We have a capability to record if any user is using that application and there are sessions, then we can record those sessions and we can replay it. There is a feature like real user monitoring, events, funnel visualization, page performance. We can record that and we can display that. Network and device monitoring, under which we can provide network performances, device health and availability. Comprehensive APM capabilities, under which we can monitor application, server, database component, infrastructure, and we can give you the like unified kind of dashboard by capturing all stats related to that platform. Log monitoring, like automated query based search and log analysis. We have a log monitoring tool. We can use that tool to correlate those logs and find out the root cause behind any issue. And if any abnormal behavior is there across the enterprise, then we can alert for that. So these are few of our customers, and those are really large customers like American Eagle, Michael, Macy's, Lowe's, Ball. Leading bank of US, which is using our product. CSA, again in the insurance company, which is using our performance testing products. This is Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai, which is in government segment. National Health Agency, again government. Global Logic, Pathkind, Hitachi Energy, and Mankind. These are the Indian customers which we recently acquired in terms of our product implementation over there. Side, which is in orange color, represents application performance testing tools. The name of the tool is like NetStorm, which is our performance testing tool, which is capacity analysis solution. NetOcean is a backend application simulation service virtualization solution, which is used for third-party application testing, which is payment gateway and all. NetHavoc is an enterprise level chaos engineering platform. So we can test the application by injecting any havoc and to know the reliability of any of the application or infrastructure. Second layer is application performance monitoring, like Net Diagnostics is our application performance monitoring tool. NetVision is our customer experience management platform, which gives you like customer feedback, real user monitoring, customer experience monitoring, session record and replay. These kind of features are available with the NetVision. NetForest is our comprehensive log monitoring and analysis solution, which gives the root cause analytics about any issue behind any application. So these products or these tools, depending upon the requirement of the client, we can provide a standalone, or these tools can be integrated into one to give you the unified dashboard or the single dashboard we can provide. So these are the details about the product. We can share the PDF brochure with you as per your request, depending upon your requirements. Monitoring and diagnostic suite like Net Diagnostic, Net Vision, Net Forest. And then end-to-end monitoring and architecture. So this is the architecture for our all these application performance monitoring capabilities, where our Net Diagnostics, Net Vision, and Net Forest is involved. So I would like to request Saurabh to take it over to explain this monitoring architecture diagram. Saurabh, over to you, please.
Yeah, thank you, Naveen. Hello, Abhishek ji. Hello, Sayed ji. Good morning.
Good
Good
morning, sir.
morning.
Good morning. Yeah. So, sir, did you get that Forte where we are into we are entirely into the application performance monitoring, right? So, any query so far, any sort of interest you are having as of now?
So, Saurabh, do we have to instrument any code for doing any sort of application monitoring? Uh,
Not at all. Not at all. So, how it works basically, this architecture depicts that. So, how we are monitoring your application, like example, this is your application. And this application, irrespective that application is a web-based or mobile-based application or any thick client application, we so Abhishek ji, what how we are doing, like for the real user monitoring, like you want to capture each and every action which is being performed by the end user over your application. You want to track that actions, right? And probably like after capturing all those information, after capturing the entire sessions, you would be able to find out if there would be any issues with X user or not, right? So how we are monitoring? I think Shyamji from your team, right? He is trying to join. Good
yeah,
morning,
yeah, Shyam.
Shyamji. Yeah,
Hi, good morning, everyone.
yeah. Good morning. So
Good
Shyamji,
morning.
just yeah, help me out. Like I'm Saurabh. I'm taking care of the pre-sales activities in Cavisson.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, Cavisson is into entirely into the application performance monitoring and testing, Forte.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm here, my screen is visible, right? I'm just hearing here is telling you how we do perform a performance monitoring under any application, right? If there is any application who is running on a Java application, there is a .NET application, there is a PHP Golang application, irrespective that, we are good
Mm-hmm.
to go to monitor that.
Okay.
All right. And this
Mm-hmm.
architecture is also showing the same, like we are having one application which is being accessed by an end user. Now, how we are monitoring it? We are putting
Mm-hmm.
one-liner script code within your application. That would be a one-liner JS code only, right? Because we don't need to install any plugin, any other plugin into their customer browser. All we need to
Mm-hmm.
plug in are one-liner script code within your application. And once that code is injected and application is rebuilt, this
Mm-hmm.
this agent got active, right? And as soon as a user, if I'm browsing your application, I would be counted as a one is going to benefit you. That's the main question, right,
Right.
Shamji and
Right.
Abhishek ji, Sayed ji. So purpose here is like this is your business critical application and which is giving you a business day and night, right? And it may
Mm-hmm.
be कि अगर ये application में if there would be any performance issues, it may impact your revenue. As simple as
Right.
that, right? Now you
Right.
want to see कि sort of my application is running fine, but sometimes in a day, at least 5, 7 times, 10 times, I generally feel like there's a churn out. I want to know
Mm.
that reason. If there is actual में there are some churn out, or it's just my assumption, right? So by
Right.
using that agent, we would be able to capture each and every step of a user, each and every step of the user journey, and we show it them over the dashboard, right? I'll just walk you through with a quick demonstration as well, right? And probably you will get to know how beautifully it worked if there is a critical application which you want to monitor, right? Now,
Right.
this is one part. We deploy one-liner script code within your application, and as soon as it get loaded, it starts sending the data in the form of a session, and that would be a unique session. If you are coming onto your application, there would be a session one. I'm coming to your application, I'm coming as a session two. And if there are Sayyad ji, Abhishek ji, and Naveen ji, these are the session three, four, five. So every user has their unique session.
Mm.
Okay. Now I'm talking about this application infrastructure and a component. This basically, this is your application infrastructure,
Mhm.
right? Irrespective,
Right.
this application is a Java-based application, Node.js, .NET application, you are using any kind of database, or you are using even public cloud service providers, right? AWS, GCP, there is
Saurabh,
Azure.
can
Right.
I interrupt here? I mean,
Yeah,
sorry
please.
for that. But will it also support Python-based applications?
Yes, Sayedji, it do support. As I told, we have almost, we do cover all the technologies. Let's see, I can't put all the technologies in this dialog box, right? So we do support Java, .NET, Angular, Node.js, Golang, Python, and PHP, everything. And there would be one agent only, Sayedji.
So in order for us to use or integrate your application performance monitoring tool, this agent we
Hmm.
need to rebuild with our application, right? We will have to inject this JS script, whatever you will be giving us, within our application, so that it will start capturing performance of our application, and it will push right to your towards
No,
your
no, no.
server.
Let me
Is it
recorrect.
so?
Yeah, let me recorrect. This UX agent, this would be a one-liner code just to figure it out the performance from the real user. That's it.
Oh, okay. No, so
Okay.
just now you
Yeah.
used word of rebuilding, right? So I just thought that
No,
do we
rebuild
have to?
means, see, there are any application. If we need to put one-liner script code and we need to take that application into the UAT or a production, we need to take that
Right,
application with my tag, right?
right.
Right. And for that, you need to rebuild that application as simple as that, like you do for
Yeah,
any
that's
other
what. For
application, right?
example, if you're doing it for a React JS application, right? So
Right.
we need to rerun the npm build. Once we place this JS script, right? To
Right, right,
to
right,
incorporate. That's
Shamji.
what I was mentioning.
Yes, yes, absolutely. But yeah, that would capture only the real user monitoring. That's it. For the application performance, you don't need to inject that,
Hmm. No, but this
right?
script will actually put it's like pull push based, right? So like once we inject this agent, right? Once we integrate this agent script within our application, right? So your agent
Hmm.
will actually it will be having a KPIs, right? So
Yes.
these KPIs, it will be capturing from our application side, and then it will be sending it to your server, right? That's all it will do, right?
Hmm.
So that your server will populate the real-time data, based out of the KPIs that your agent will be pushing towards.
Yeah, almost you are right, but let me reiterate. This UX agent would do the monitoring only of your users. That's it. User browser can say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Whatever KPI, like
Yeah.
user session is
Yes,
one of the
yes, yes.
KPI, injected
Yes,
within your
yes, yes.
agent, right?
But yeah, again, if you want to have a detailed monitoring of your application performance, we need to put our agent. That would be a one agent. And that would need to be deployed on your application server,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And as soon as my agent got deployed, it would be able to send the entire data with respect to your infrastructure and
Mm-hmm.
with respect to your application transactions, right? What are the methods calls? What are the integration points? What are the third party calls which is being sent from your application? All will be captured by this application agent.
Okay.
Similarly, with the help of same agent, we would be able to do the log monitoring.
So there are two different agents which we need, right? One is
That's
UX
not
agent.
big.
So
Yes,
you have mentioned it as an agent, right? UX agent.
yes, yes, yes.
So the UX agent will basically provide us the session monitoring, and the application performance monitoring will be taken care by the agent, which will be lying on application server side.
Right,
Is it so?
right, Shyamji. And
All right.
that's the standard practice across the entire world,
Right.
right? So
Right.
now we can see we do have, yeah, any other query?
No,
Yeah, sir,
this
one small query is that, like,
Yeah,
when
please.
we are talking to our customers and we are saying that, these are the, agents that need to be installed in your systems. Now,
Right.
these agents is necessarily to be built along with the code base, or is it like something that you can drop into the, let's say, for example, if it is a Tomcat thing, then you can just put the war file in the deploy folder or some folder and it gets going? Or is it like has to be interweaved with the code or built with the code?
So, Abhishek ji, a very valid question. So, see, first of all, uh, that's not mandatory to put this JS into any of the application code, right? This is required only for the business critical application and only those application where you want a real user monitoring,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Secondly, yes, if you need that real user monitoring, we need to inject this one-liner script tag. That's it,
Okay.
right? There is no war file as of now. We
Mhm.
need to inject that.
in terms of the uh, application performance monitoring agent, right? So Abhishek sir is asking, from that point of view that do we have to like the agent we need to drop at the application server level, right? So do we have to incorporate that particular agent as part of our, actual application code, or it will
Yes,
be
yes,
only
yes,
lying?
yes, Shyam. Yeah, yeah,
That's what was the
definitely.
question,
So, whosoever there is a web server, like there is a Tomcat, there is a WebLogic, there is a IIS, we need
right?
to we need to run our agent along with your application, right? So as soon as your application is getting up over the Tomcat, over the WebLogic, over the IIS, we need
Mhm.
to put our one argument within your Tomcat as well.
Okay.
So application level, it's fine, but do we also have to modify the code base, the source code?
No, 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 not at all.
That's
Not
what
at
was the
all.
question.
No, not at all. You don't need to modify any of your
So
code
you will
base.
be providing us a var or EAR file, which we will be placing it. Let's say if you are using Java-based application, so we'll be
Right.
placing it that you will be providing us the var file, and then that var file we have to deploy it within the webs directory of
We would be
Tomcat.
going to provide you one bin file, and using that
Or it
bin
will
file,
be
we need to
binary file.
deploy agent. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
So if
right.
All
my
right.
backend application is integrating with any third-party application, 3 or 4, so it
Hmm.
will monitor those flows, right? But it will not monitor the exact what is happening in their the third-party application,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes, yes,
No.
yes. So we would be able to send the request, but we won't be able to capture the response,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So should I move forward?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
sure.
now we capture this real user monitoring. This is we call them as a user or as a customer experience monitoring. Now these agents is sending the server level, app level, DB level, database level monitoring, and similarly with the help of same agent, we would be able to do the log monitoring. Now, after the correlation, like a user is coming onto your application, there's a the backend calls and there is a logs which is being continuously appending on your application. We would be able to find out the root cause on a single dashboard. There is a unified dashboard where you would be able to see each and every report along with the health of entire performance along with your entire, health of your entire infrastructure. So there is a single unified dashboard who would be serving all the details, right? Should I move to a live demo if time permits?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, thank you. Just a minute. I'm switching my screen and I think, yeah. So my screen
Before
is
you
visible,
walk us
right?
through with the dashboard, right, I would like to take a look at your JS script that you were talking about, and also the agent that will be residing in the application server side. If you can show us that, at least we'll get an idea about, because
That
dashboard
would,
anyways, like the KPIs and all will come into picture.
right.
But from the, as you were explaining us from the architecture perspective, so we just wanted to take a look at uh, the agent part,
Shyamji,
because many
that
of
I
our,
don't have that handy because I really doubt anyone looking into that area. But yeah, if you are saying, I'll arrange one more session where I would be able to show you that.
Because see, even if we go with this, if we go to any of our customer, right, saying that
Right.
okay, we have a application performance monitoring tool handy with us, and if we start demonstrating them, they will be also asking us these things, right? So
Perfect.
until
Yeah.
unless like we ourselves are sure about okay, how does the agent looks like, and the integration perspective, what all things
Right.
are
Right.
needed.
Right.
So if you can walk
So
us through,
we'll
then
plan one more session. Yeah, definitely. We'll plan one more session, or either we can do one thing. If you have any UAT application, we can have a quick POC where we would be giving you one agent. You need to deploy that agent and just need to see the data. That's it. Very simple,
okay.
right? So in that case, you would be able to have a live, an experience how to deploy agent as simple as.
Yes, that will be better.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah,
Yeah, please
that sounds
continue. Yeah,
good. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah. So now, if you are able to see my screen, it is, here we are monitoring one e-commerce application. Again, that's a retail-based industry, so that's must needed to have a APM. And what we are doing a monitoring of that e-commerce application via are all three modules. There is a net vision of a real user monitoring. There is an ND for the application performance monitoring, and there is a net forest. This is for the log monitoring. Now you will be able to see how beautifully we are integrated and how actual, if there would be any performance issue, there would be any errors which is being produced by your application, how we can easily correlate them, how we can easily drill down them, right? So this dashboard, this walkthrough will give you that kind of, a kind of knowledge, like how APM, how Cavisson APM works into the is being provided by the Google Analytics as well, but why you won't if you have a APM in place, right? So here we are capturing all the total order which is being in placed from the USA location because we just need to correlate, right? And these business summary are not specific to the product, but these are specific to the application. It varies application to application. Now, if I'm talking about the how many order count is placed, there is a total order value as well. So these are again because we injected our tag into the customer into the application. That tag gives all those informations, right? All this information is driven by that tag only. Now we are capturing the volume level data. We are capturing end user statistics. There is our active session. There is a page with events per minute. From the application load statistics side, we are capturing the request per second. Again, any application health, how many requests is being, sent from your application. We are capturing all those requests. There are some JDBC calls, any database calls which is being, connected with your application. We are capturing all those, but we are not limited as simple as that because I'm just giving you a very brief data through this dashboard. Apart from that, we do have a lots of matrices, but I'm not going to going into that direction. But now we are capturing some of the errors level data. There are some events which is being generated, events in the performance, like some sort of issues which is being produced by your application. Again, there are two types of events. I'll come to that part. Now we are capturing the exceptions, we are capturing the errors per second. Taking how much of time to get load. We are capturing all that data. Individual pages as well. And how it is happening through that JS only. Because my JS is pinned out into your application, and as soon as a user is browsing a home page, it is giving me that browser level data. As simple as that. From the latency perspective, we do have a page load time. Which page is taking how much of time to get load from a specific UI, from the specific location. We are capturing all those information. Now, from the business transactions perspective, there is an average response time which is being served by my application transactions, right? So these are that data. So I'm not, as I was telling you, we are not very limited. We do have a tree over here which contains a lots of data, right? And you just need to drag and drop as per your requirement, as per your convenience. There is see, this is the metric group in system load. There is a load, there is a uptime, there is a number of users. So you just need to drag and drop. That's it, right? So we do have a, thousands, lakhs of matrices where you can have a data which you want. right? Now let's focus on this part, right? This is something where you are a little bit worry and you are managing that application, but you are still worry because there are some errors is being produced by my application and so frequent, right? Let me tell you, there are two types of events, guys. So any event which is specific to your application, right? We count them as a custom events. Any events which is being thrown by the server, like a server response time, there is a long duration response time. All these are the server related events, right? There are few inbuilt events from our, within our Cavisson APM. You don't need to design it for individual application. But yeah, if you need any custom event, like you say, ki, Saurabh, I have a CRM and it seems like जब भी कोई बंदा फाइल को अपलोड करता है, it takes time, right? And maybe it is giving me timeout after 30 seconds, after 40 seconds, after 1 minute, it is giving me continuously timeout. I want to capture that timeout on that particular button click. So that's a custom event. You can also configure that. I'm just giving you an example, right? So you would be able to see how many users are impacted who was doing that upload file and was getting that timeout, as simple as that. And you want to see a root cause as well कि भाई ये timeout time की वजह से हो रहा है, ये timeout किस reason की वजह से हो रहा है, right? So I'm just
Mhm.
taking that example here only. So these are some errors which is being produced by that application, that e-commerce application. And I just want to see a quick drill down analysis, right? Why this errors is happening. So just for that, I'm having one drill down option and session. There are session with events. So as I was telling you, sessions, individual session are one user who is coming onto your application. So I just want to see all those sessions who came onto my application and face this add item error. So I'm just doing that drill down.
Mhm.
Okay. So if I'm talking about this page, these are those sessions who came to browse my application, started that application from a entry page. There are some events got generated. These are some common events, right? From which browser that application is being accessed, the duration of the transaction, location, number of pages the user has visited, that device is PC or a mobile. We are able to find out that as well. The client IP, login ID is a very sensitive data, so we won't capture that. But yeah, again, it's up to us. The OS level data we are capturing, right? We are not limited. We do have a lots of other data as well, which we can, directly show on this session page. Now, if I'm talking about these sessions, let's take an example and we'll try to find out what went wrong, why this user faced this add item error. So I just simply select that home and would try to drill down further. Let's see what. Okay, give me a minute. I think I need to switch the internet. There are some issues with the internet. It seems like that only. Just a minute, guys. Yeah, I'm audible.
Yeah, yeah, you are audible.
Sorry. I think there was some
Please
network
on.
glitch. So I was that page, right? Just give me a minute. I was at this page and was trying to find out the much more details around this session. So as soon as I'll click on the session, there are some more session information that the browser level data. And around pages, these are those pages which is being browsed by the end user. So that's the, that's the use of that JS tag. Shyamji, Abhishekji. So these are those page which is being browsed by the user of my application, right? And we would be able to see the start time of that home page till the end time of that, of that particular application. Apart from that, we are capturing the performance matrices as well. Apart, performance matrices of individual pages as well. There is a home page performance matrices. There's are the login page performance matrices. We would be able to see each and every detailed information about each and individual pages, right? Now you will see there are some pages which is being browsed by the end user, but at certainly last page there was some add item error. I would try to find out the reason behind it and would like to reproduce that as well. Would try to see sort of what went wrong, why this application is throwing this error. But before that, I would like to give you a much more in-depth details how beautifully we are capturing the performance matrices of individual pages as well. So these are those, performance matrices which is being, served from the browser of the user, and we are capturing each and every performance indicators. There are DOM time, there are onload time, there are download time, everything we are capturing. Apart from
Saurabh,
that, from the,
sorry, I'm cutting you on. And
yeah, please,
what
please.
about SQL operations? Are you also capturing that? What's the time taken for getting the
But the,
response from database and all?
yes, I'm coming to that point. Just give me a minute. As of now, I'm just
Okay.
showing you real user monitoring.
Okay.
All right. So in real user monitoring, you would be able to see the all the bottlenecks from a specific page as well. So these are like this common print CSS. This is taking 2.3 second to get execute, right? So this is a point of concern. Every URL, these are the inline URLs is taking more than a 1.5 second to get execute, to get load basically, right? So we can ask our designer कि भाई ये JS इतना time क्यों ले रही है? Can we make it a little bit faster? Can we optimize them? And these are the slowest response as well. We are capturing that. Now let's go back and we are coming into this session page. And as I mentioned, we would like to show that what user done on my application, and I would like to reproduce that as well. But what user has done, I would like to see that that particular action items. And for that, I am having a replay session option. So till now, we are capturing the real user monitoring. Now we are coming to the online customer experience. If I'm talking about this is that e-commerce application which is being browsed by an end user. These are the navigation buttons. These are the navigators where a customer, went through log into home. Then there is a search product. There is a product. How much of time everything is mentioned. Now on my left hand side, this is a customer application and this is the customer cursor, right? He was browsing that application as soon as he loaded, right? This application got loaded, it start browsing it. So I'm just going to have that. These are the navigation control button from where you can, manage this entire, session in the form of a video or in the form of a slide share. Now let's figure it out what user has done and we'll try to figure it out why this, why he has faced this add item error and what was that error. So as we see the user clicked on a login, we are just checking a pure customer experience over here, right? If I'm talking about the customer experience, he was searching some product. Go back, yeah, he selected the error, right? That's the error a user has faced, and then that's an add item error, right? Now, Shyamji, Abhishekji, the team, you would be able to correlate with the existing scenarios, right? Any application any platform, if you are facing, if your user is facing any sort of performance issues with your application, you are going to have that problems, right? And how you can optimize that, how you can fix out, how you can find out the root cause, that's the beautiful example over here, right? Now this user, faced this error. There was an error while attempting to add the item to the order. This is very, a pure error, right? A user is clueless where to click, how to go forward. And if you will see, this session got 100% means the user back, user, moved away from your application. And on a very last page, there were add item error is also appended. As I was telling you, we are very tightly integrated. You can see the correlation. There is a bad user impact. There is a user issues. Now you want to see, Saurabh, these are fine. Like I'm good, like a user face from the UI level. I want to correlate with the backend calls from the application transactions call. And just to have that, we are tightly integrated and just need a single click on this. Perfect. So guys, अभी तक जो मैंने दिखाया, that was purely a real user and an online customer experience, which was getting a data from that one-liner script tag that needs to be embedded within your application. Now this data is thrown by my agent, which is deployed onto your application server, right? And you see how beautifully we are correlated. It's just showing you a couple of transactions only, which was associated with this user on this particular time period. So it lower down your efforts just to check कि भाई 1000 transactions है, which transaction I need to check. You don't need to do that efforts. It will automatically correlate everything. Now, if I'm talking about this URL is being browsed on that particular time period. The category is normal. Again, we divided category in 3, 4 parts. There is a slow, there is a very slow, there is a normal, there is a error kind of categories. The response time of that application is quite good. The processing time, the CPU time, the methods which is being served. So there are some callouts as well. Someone was asking me how we can find out the SQL callouts. So these are those DB callouts which is being served from your application, right? And just to have a much more details, I would just click on this 42. So can I have that name who was asking me the SQL query, please?
Yeah. Abhishek sir was asking. Yeah.
Abhishek, all right. Abhishek ji, so now you see, I have a little bit, I have just done the redesign. So this is your application which where a user is entering onto your application. And on this particular time period, I use this application served few calls, few integrated calls, right? There are some JMSP calls and one call goes to the JDBC. JDBC is our databases, right? And this 40 calls being served from your JDBC, like you can have a double click and you can see all the queries which is being served during this time period. That was your query, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
So
is.
you can see
Yes.
which query is taking how much of time to get load, to get execute. Every details we can see here. And we do support all kind of databases except Sybase. We do support all databases across the technology part, right? There's a beat with Oracle, beat with MS SQL, MySQL, or PostgreSQL, MariaDB, Postgres, everything. So here you can see there are 40 calls. There are 40 queries which is being served, and out of that there are some 20 counts from this query. Rest other calls. We can close it. Now you see in Cavisson there are a very integrated feature. If there are something wrong happening onto my integration points, they turned out as a red circle. But if it is not, they turned out as a blue circle. Means on my integration point as of now, there are nothing needs to be worry about. All I need to worry about this particular application server, right? And as it is turned out into a red circle, it means there are some sort of issues, there are some sort of, exceptions are throwing by this tier only, this application server only. And just to see those exception, I'm having one exception tab over here. Though I am having few more database, few more data to show, there are some method calls. Each methods can be easily triggered. Each method can be easily taken care by this particular tab method call details, right? Then there is a hotspot, there is a DB queries, all DB queries which is being served from your application. We would be able to see all the DB queries. You see that there is a HTTP report, there is a method timing, which method is taking how much of time, everything is mentioned over here. But purpose here is to see that exception like which was turned out as a red circle. Yeah, we can see there are one exception is generated by your application. And if I'm talking about this method, there are add item to the order. The message is crystal clear. An unknown error occurred while adding an item to the order. That's good. This was the same message that user got received. Means we are at a right platform, and this is 100% sure that your application misbehaved somewhere and it is throwing a continuous messages, right? So this is one of that message. An unknown error occurred while adding an item to the order. If I'm talking about the throwing method, throwing class, everything is available. So it would be really good for the developers to find out the methods and throwing class as well. One more thing, we are capturing the stack data of your application, right? My agent is doing that read only permissions, and it is giving you that kind of area from where this exception is being triggered. Abhishek ji, Shyam ji, you would be able to see this highlighted line is indicating that this line of this exception is being triggered from this line of code of this cart modifier form handler Java page. So it is helping your engineers, your developer to just to lower down the expectation, just see this line of code directly. कि भाई क्या problem है इस line में, why this exception is being getting triggered,
Hmm.
right? So this is giving you
Right.
that kind of in-depth analysis. Now we got to see there are some issues with my application. We got that from where it is getting generated, but still we are unsure the root cause behind it. What is the probable reason? And just to have that, we are again tightly integrated with the logs. And just to have that, I have this icon to click. Perfect. So guys, there are thousands of logs appended per minute, per hour subjected to the users, and it would be humanly not possible to find out each and every relevant log. And here we are giving you that correlated logs only on that particular time period, which logs from your application got generated. So here, if I'm
Mhm.
talking about, there are a couple of logs being generated, and out of that, there are one logs. I'm able to find it out, and it is giving me some sort of exception. And exception is saying max quantity check constant failed,
Equality.
right? Means
Equality.
this was a purely issue from your application code where you are not allowing the customer to purchase n number of quantity, right? Neither you are showing like you can purchase a x amount of quantity only in a single order, right? So that was the root cause which is being thrown by your application only. My agent just read it out, just giving you that correlation for a specific business transaction. And on the basis of that, you can find out entire root cause of your all the performance issues across your applications. Yeah, that ends up with a quick live demonstration, one part.
Right, Saurabh. Saurabh, one thing.
Yeah, please.
Uh, is it a SaaS based or like we can have it on on-prem basis also?
So we are good, like as per your convenience, as per your requirement, we can deploy it. Like you can use a Cavisson SaaS as well, or if you want to have an on-prem environment, we are good.
Okay, so it is available in both the ways, right?
Yes.
And how about the licensing part? How does the licensing works here?
So I think that's host base, how many hosts you are monitoring, and majorly that would be taken care by the Naveen. Any technical query, Shamji, like there's a lots
Okay.
of yeah,
Uh-huh.
we'll come to that part, but yeah,
Right.
just help me out if there would be any technical query so far, or is there
Uh,
any area which
Not at
can
the
also
moment, but as we discussed, right, we wanted to have the agent
quick POC?
experience, like,
Yes, yes,
yeah. So that's where, like, was more into, we were into,
makes
we
sense,
were more
makes
interested in.
sense, makes sense. So, Shyamji, tell me one thing. You want
Yeah.
that POC within your on-prem environment, or you would be opt for the Cavisson SaaS only? For Cavisson SaaS, you just need to do the whitelisting from your application server, and it would be outbound connectivity only over the 443 port. That's it.
Oh, okay. Okay. We'll discuss this internally and then
Perfect,
get back to you.
perfect, perfect. Yeah, I think I'm done. If you don't have any other query, any other guys, Ashok ji, there is a Mr.
Yeah,
Babu.
Buchibabu, do you have anything?
No, Shyam. So, no.
Feel free to ask.
Yeah.
I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
once we
right
will
then.
done the
Yeah, please.
POC, then we will get the more questions.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. I'm good. I'm good
Yeah.
in any way. Yeah. So Naveen ji, over to you, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you,
So
guys.
Right. Thanks, sir. Thanks for the brief
thanks
description,
all.
brief
Thanks for
briefing.
joining the session, Abhishek sir and team. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Naveen ji, I
Thanks,
think
Saurabh.
Shyamji would like to discuss about the licensing part. If I think you missed that discussion. So
Yeah,
either,
yeah. So Naveen,
yeah.
So you was correct, Saurabh, that it is based on host or how many applications or how many databases you want to monitor. So this is flat licensing policy which we have.
okay. All right. So per host base, okay. And also like number of instances of application also like is it so, or
Yeah, this
let's
is
say like
based
if we have
on, yeah.
multiple instances of the application, right, within hosted in a single uh, application server, right? So like you will be charging for that particular application server host, or how like the deployed
So
application
so if there is one app server and there are multiple application related to single uh,
stack.
tag, then there is one
Mhm.
license is required.
Okay, sounds good.
So Shyamji, it
L-
happens like only ki if there is a Linux server, there you are
Mhm.
running one Java application, one PHP application, one Node.js application, one more application of Python, right? Then
Mhm.
probably you need to procure four because we worked on a license on a agent basis, right? So in
Right.
that case, you would be needing four different.
Node cluster, right?
So
Then
it's get auto scaled automatically, right?
yeah,
It's getting auto scaled. My agent needs to be auto scaled automatically, right?
yes.
Right? So, yeah, Naveen
Mhm.
ji, can you tell me like how it worked in the case of the load balancer and if we are, having clusters in terms of like licensing कैसे चलता है उसमें?
So this is like a number of hosts you want to monitor. That is, we have to buy those licenses, those many licenses.
So if let's say if I have a cluster of 5 nodes, I need to buy 5 license. Is it so?
Yes, yes, yes.
But again, the application is one application, right? Being
But
served,
there are
between this.
different nodes are there. So the license will be number of hosts you
All
have.
right.
So,
Okay.
श्याम जी, how it work basically? See, आप infrastructure की भी monitoring करना चाहते हैं, application की भी करना चाहते हैं, right? So, as soon as my agent invoked within your application, as soon as there is a
Mhm,
load balancer, हम invoke करेंगे आपके अपने agent को आपके application के साथ, right? And
mhm,
that would be a dynamic in nature, right? हो सकता है कि मेरा
Hmm.
एक सर्वर अभी है, थोड़ी देर में दूसरा सर्वर अप हो जाए. And we
Right.
want to see the health of that server as well along with that application, right? So we need to
Hmm.
invoke our agent. So there would be
Hmm.
five agent would be running continuously on your five servers,
Okay.
right? So I think Naveen ji was telling you that only कि
yeah.
पांच फिर हम
Okay.
होस्ट पे जाएंगे.
Okay. तो उस केस में 5 लाइसेंस लगेंगे हमको,
Right.
right? एंड ऑल्सो सौरभ जी, मैंने आपके डैशबोर्ड में देखा लोड टेस्टिंग, लाइक देयर वाज अ टैब ऑफ लोड टेस्टिंग, राइट? सो
Yes.
डज इट कैप्चर द रियल टाइम लोड एज वेल, like the session concurrency and all that part?
I told मतलब I think you missed it from my dashboard. There
Yeah.
was an active session. There was active session
Mhm.
options as well, right?
Mhm.
Just beside that events per minute. So active
Mhm.
session कितने हैं आपकी application के ऊपर we would be able to capture that as well.
Oh, okay. I missed that then. That means, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I
so
think you want.
can
If
we
you
get
want,
a
I can show
granular
you
level
again.
of the complete load testing report where is it unlike a actual load runner kind of a report will generate, or like from the testing point of view, like as you have mentioned that it provides you like.
No, see, if we are doing a monitoring and it would be only with respect to the monitoring only. If you need
Oh.
a load testing, there is a separate tool. There is a NetStorm who could
Mhm.
do the entire load testing of your all the applications. And on that load tool, you would be able to see all the detailed level data with respect to your performance of your
Okay, so
application.
this was related to only APM, right?
That was related to the APM, yes. If you want to have a quick one more demo with our NetStorm team who could do the performance testing,
Mm-hmm.
feel free to ask. हमारे पास एक और टेस्टिंग टूल है chaos engineering, right? And that's a
Mm-hmm.
resiliency tool basically. Shyam
Right.
ji, right?
Yeah.
As
Yeah, I
you are
was
saying
going
ki,
through your website and I found that. Yeah.
yeah. So
So,
chaos engineering, it is a very much needed in these days, right? As you are saying कि आपके पास 5 नोड क्लस्टर हैं and you are configuring like a horizontal scaling. आप बोलते हैं कि सौरभ मेरा जैसे CPU 100% जाएगा, I would want कि मेरा छठा सर्वर भी आप हो जाए, 6 सर्वर भी आप हो जाए, as simple as that, right? But
right.
how you will validate that? उसके लिए आपको CPU 100% करना पड़ेगा या CPU
Right.
मेमोरी आपको एक नेगेटिव टेस्टिंग करनी पड़ेगी. थ्रू दैट रेजिलेंसी टूल आप वो डेमो कर सकते हैं. बहुत इजी डेमो है और बहुत अच्छा डेमो है.
Right. So, एक काम करते हैं देन हमने जैसा भी डिसाइड किया राइट कि विल हैव स्मॉल POC फॉर योर एजेंट so that we'll see that what all KPIs it provides from our application side, right, in terms of the performance monitoring.
Definitely.
So we'll start with this and then gradually we'll try to explore
Perfect.
all your other products.
Perfect, Shyamji. Perfect. Thank you. I think we are running. I think Naveenji and me have to jump to the another
Yeah,
meeting
yeah,
at
we even
12:30.
we have,
Yeah,
we,
I'll
we
get in
also
touch
have a
with
hard
you
stop.
one
Yeah,
on one. Yeah,
sure,
yeah. I'll get in touch with you one on for the POC's details, right?
definitely. Yeah,
Thank you,
sure.
everyone. Ashok ji, Sayyed
Thank you
ji,
all.
yeah, Babu ji. Yeah, thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Saurabh, and
Thanks all.
thanks all of
Thanks,
you
Naveen.
for joining
Thank
this
you. Thanks
session.
all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.